Good evening. How are we doing this evening? Oh, that's a sweet smell. That's a pre-roll I picked up. Ooh. Um, we'll let a few more people come in here. If you guys could start by tapping the screen and sharing the live, the arrow down here in the corner, send it via text message, via email, whatever. If you could, please send everybody, hey, we're fucking live. Come on over. Don't forget to get your Have the Day You Voted For t-shirt at the link in my bio, or bumper sticker, or hoodie, or coffee mug. Right on, Mr. Frisk. Hope I am well. I mean, I'm as well as I can be. Old Canadian woman here. Old American man here. Listen, the Gavin Newsom stuff is... I'm not a fan of it. It's funny, don't get me wrong. I see what he's doing, but I'd rather Gavin Newsom just talk about politics and leave that bullshit for Trump. Amarillo, Texas. Amarillo, Texas. What do you think about Gavin Newsom trolling Trump? I just talked about that. Oh, thank you, Frisk. Old Irish guy is in the house here. Your favorite day and time of week, says Frisk. Well, I appreciate it, Frisk. It's the one time a day and week you know for sure I'm going to get stoned. Not like you have a fucking bad shot at guessing any other time of any other day, but you know it's going to happen at this time on this day. Yes, I saw that the Colts named Daniel Jones the starting quarterback. I don't know if they've given up on Richardson or not, but whatever the fucking team thinks is the best way to win the fucking games is what I'm down for. Maybe this is what Daniel Jones needed, right? Maybe he needed a fresh start. I don't fucking know. Bend over. You want to get a look at my asshole? Is that what it is? Big greetings from a Canadian fan. Well, welcome in. How do you think the Bears will do this year? Here's I'm going to be completely honest with you. If the Bears don't make it to the fucking playoffs and make a run into the playoffs with what they've put together, they're never going to do it. They finally got the right coach. They finally got a decent quarterback. They finally put offensive line pieces together. It looks like they're putting all the right pieces together. If they don't start making a run now, they're fucked for life. Exposing MAGA hypocrisy is all good by me, even though it won't teach them shit. No, it won't. They don't care. We say that about the Leafs every year. Getting excited for your trip? Yeah. Yeah. There are things I need to get done here. Like I have got to get outside and pull weeds, right? I've got to pull weeds. I've got to get some packing done, obviously, some other preparation shit. But yeah, I'm getting a little excited. What is it this stream of? You seem like a cool person. I have been responding to Republicans in comments all day and need a breather from the nonsense. The stream is just a stream. It's a chance to go live and interact with people who follow me and consume my content at a set time every week, and kind of just see where the content or the conversation goes as far as the comment section goes. At some point in time, I will eventually have a guest on here or there, and we'll discuss topics. But not having a guest on here allows me to interact with you guys directly, as opposed to me putting content out and you guys absorbing it. If blue states secede from the U.S. and made a new country, would you support it? I would. Listen, I don't want to see that happen, but I live in a blue state. I'm gonna fucking stay in a blue state. So if that's what happens, then that's what happens. When exactly is the set time? Tuesday at 7 p.m. Central. Mother Teresa jokes? No, that is a Grateful Dead D'Angelico semi-hollow body. Have I seen the post from the diaper diplomat? I don't know. I did a video about masked, unidentified men abducting women, and there have been a few assaults already as a result of this. Thank you, David. I appreciate that. I have absolutely no idea what Zappa would say about Trump, but I don't think it would be flattering in any way, shape, or form. I'm loving the cooler temps. Love fall and winter. I wish we got some cooler temps. It's still relatively hot here. Frank Zappa would despise. Yeah, Frank Zappa would probably despise Trump. Then again, Frank Zappa probably wouldn't like me either. But you get your electricity fixed yet? Nope. We are still running off of a temporary transformer that's sitting on the deck. The Julie markings have been called in. The underground utility locations that you have to call in at minimum 14 days before you dig. They were done over a week ago. You guys are experiencing highs in the low 70s. Yeah, we're not there yet. We're not fucking there yet. If we were there, that window would be open, and probably that one. Are you okay with us using profanity in the comment section of your videos? I don't give a shit. I use profanities in the videos. What do you think about the whole army rolling out the red carpet for Vladimir Putin? Listen, pomp and fucking circumstance for bullshit. End the fucking war. Get the fuck out of Ukraine. That's what I give a shit about. Hey there, back at you, BAJ. Sorry for being caustic, but your country makes me manic sometimes. Yeah, try living in it. I'm not trying to be an asshole when I say that. It's fucking insane. It's insane. It's insane. Could Trump have syphilis? Anything's possible, but what, huh? What the fuck was that? I just got a Reuters headline flash across the top of my screen that said, Trump shock sends Trump shock spurs the unthinkable. Japan thinks of nuclear arms. we're living in an insane time. We are living in an insane time. And somebody, I don't know who, I don't really care who, somebody needs to get inside um, the reactor in CERN and turn it on and off and on and off and on and off and on and off a few times, and let's see what we get. Because hang on. There are a lot of people in here. I don't know. I can get all the way back up to your statement. Just watched a video where Wolf said Putin knew Jeffrey and Jeffrey. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That. Listen, I have absolutely no doubt. Putin has all kinds of compromise on Trump. There's no fucking question about that. Oh. Much love from Oklahoma, says Oklahoma Pagans Unchained. And I just did a video about Oklahoma and their education system, so you might not love me after you see that video. But Oklahoma is now starting to test potential teacher applicants from California and New York to weed out any woke ideology. And, Oklahoma is dead last, 50 out of 50. 50 out of 51 if you count Washington, D.C. I don't have an opinion on the British Prime Minister. Marines to Venezuela. When did that happen? What's going on in D.C.? Fucking chaos. The military currently controls or oversees the police department in Washington, D.C., and it's basically a military state. I did a video today about Donald Trump did an interview on Fox News. I don't know if it was this morning or yesterday or when it was, talking about how he has saved Washington, D.C., specifically says that he saved the restaurant industry. And if you take a look, the restaurants were dying, but he brought them back. And I did a video today on TikTok it'll be airing on YouTube here tomorrow, discussing how the prior 11 months, prior to August, DC had one of its better 11-month stretches year to year, year over year. But in August, after the military moved into Washington, D.C., reservations have tanked by over 30%. Mauritius Islands? Hello? No, tariffs aren't good for Americans. It is a tax on us. I was tickling my little brother's feet. Jesus, get the fuck out of here with that shit, man. Honestly, it's been hard for me not to be horribly depressed, this person says. All I wanted to do was live. Listen, I understand. What? You need a place to hide? You wouldn't want to leave your house. Shit going on over there. Truly embarrassed to be an American right now, says Chris. Hello, Chris. How you doing? Woke was in the black community. White women stole it. And then Republicans turned it into everything that they hate. This person's from Ohio and loves my content. What's your total cholesterol, Tom? Actually, my cholesterol was historically pretty good. I don't know what the fuck it is right now. ate a lot more white meat than red meat. You know what I'm saying? More chicken and pork. Reagan is now woke. Some of his positions would be considered woke in the modern day MAGA movement. Ronald Reagan gave amnesty to over 3 million undocumented immigrants. Yeah, I hope we get back to normal so that people can travel to our country again as soon as well. Yeah, I absolutely think John Wayne Gacy could have killed all of those people without any help. Chicken and pork are all that I can hope to afford with beef prices lately. Yeah, and they're apparently going up again. 1,500% reduction in meds means CVS owes me. Exactly. Who's John Wayne Gacy? John Wayne Gacy was a serial killer in the Chicagoland area. In regular life, he was a general contractor. He owned a general contracting business. And in his part-time, in his leisure time, he played a clown at kids' parties. And he killed 33 young men and older teenage boys, luring them in with like drugs and sex and then strangling them, and they buried them in the crawl space underneath his home. And the smell partly is what gave him up, gave him away. Yeah, but he was a serial killer here in the Chicagoland area. I think it's okay to eat ice cream. Well, of course. I mean, fucking ice cream rocks. You have a question, then answer it. Ask it. Sherry, hello. John Wayne Gacy was some scary ass shit. Oh, you could make drinking or smoking games out of a whole bunch of shit. Every time Trump has a press conference, you could have a number of drinking and smoking games. Throughout the course of the administration, the number of people that get fired and get turned on by him after he praised that they were going to be, the best person for the role. Yes, Wisconsin has this beat for serial killers. Des Plaines, Illinois. Yep. I have not watched the TV show Dexter, and I don't watch any TV currently, like at all. Probably a year or two. I haven't, maybe 2.5 to 3 years, I haven't watched anything. My wife will watch the reality show, Little People, Big World, My 600-Pound Life, Sister Wives, that shit on her phone. But no, we haven't turned the TV on in I don't know how fucking long. I don't know. When do we get our Doge checks? What was it supposed to be? What was the amount they were gonna? $5,000. If each one of you pitched in $10, we get there. No, I'm just kidding. $200,000. That's what the Doge check was supposed to be. I thought it was 5,000. Aaron says 5,000, but Aaron's from Canada, so that doesn't mean anything bad. I'm just saying we're talking American politics. I don't know what it was supposed to be. I know it was supposed to be in the thousands. Another one for 5,000. Somebody else says they heard it was 200,000. Either way, here's the bottom line. It's not going to happen. We're not getting any money. They're not going to give a shit. It was another lie. It's all bullshit. It's not going to happen. The modern day, it's okay. Modern day conservatives, no. MAGA conservatives, yes. They're very much aligned with old school Confederates. Yes, a $6,000 tax credit on your Social Security and a certain tax credit on your tips and a certain tax credit on your overtime. It is not what they said it was going to be by any stretch of the imagination. And even after they passed what it really is, he still went out there and said it's no tax on tips and no tax on overtime, and that's not what it is. Thank you, Mr. Hammers. Another one here for $5,000. Trumpito. I think we were supposed to get 2 Doge checks. Yeah, we were supposed to get a lot of things. Somebody turned that goddamn CERN machine on and flipped us into another dimension again, and now we got another fucking Trump presidency. Cheap eggs. I mean, we have cheaper eggs, but they're still not back to what they were a couple of years ago. How about work and get a check every week? How about work and get a check every month? That's what I do. Ross Perot. No, he was crazy. He was crazy. We were supposed to get fair elections. You didn't want Kamala for real, did you? Yes, I did. Julie for the first tip of the night. Thank you very much for $2. I appreciate that. Tipping in another $2 for the vacation fund. I appreciate that. Several people have been sending in 1s, 5s, 10s, 2s, 20s, all kinds of fucking cash to try and surpass $43,000 for a trip to the over-the-water huts in the Indian Ocean. So people have been mailing me to my post office box $1, $2, $20, $5, $2, $6, $4. Should the New York AG investigate Epstein and Trump? If that's what the New York AG deems as the right move, then yeah. What? Why am I eggs my favorite dish anymore? Definitely not cheap. I'm guessing you'll be on the ship next Tuesday, so no taco. No, I'm here next Tuesday. I've still got a few more days after that before I go. You're my favorite gay YouTuber. Keep doing what you do. Well, I appreciate the kind words, and I will keep doing what I do. I am heterosexual. But once again, thank you for the kind words. YouTube won't let me tip. No worries. Trump's Justice Department will never investigate. No. New York as a state can, but Trump's Justice Department never will. I heard Melania came to the U.S. originally on a modeling visa, then overstayed. I heard they got her in on an Einstein visa, and no, I'm not joking. Y'all show your stupidity by saying you wanted Kamala. Opinions are like assholes. Taco Tuesday on the ship. No, I don't think I shall be doing that. I will be, however, enjoying some scenic views, some foods I don't typically try, and some cooler temps. Hopefully. Please, baby Jesus. Help me, Tom Cruise. Yes, she came in on an Einstein visa. Yes, we actually do have a whale watching excursion booked. I'll be doing some content on that. We have a whale watching excursion booked. We are going to be going to an Alaskan salmon bake. We're going to be taking a gondola ride to the top of one of the mountains. We're going to see a glacier. We're going to walk around Ketchikan and eat some $150 big ass fucking lobster leg, crab, lobster. Is it lobster? Crab? Alaskan king crab. Yeah. I'm looking forward to some cooler temps. And yes, I am at this point in my life, I am willing to pay thousands of dollars to escape the heat. Where am I from? I am in the Chicagoland area. I'm in the far southwest suburbs of Chicago. Hello from Jamaica. How are you? I'm good. How are you? I love Jamaica. Been to Jamaica 3 times. Booked to go back there in early 27. We fly into Montego Bay and we stay in Ocho Rios. It's 104 in Vegas. Fuck that. Fuck that. You always enjoy watching my videos. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. We're in the worst timeline according to... Yeah, no, we are in the worst timeline. It's fucked beyond recognition. I'm telling you. It's foobarred. Dunn's River Falls is very close to Ocho Rios. Or if not in Ocho Rios. You're up there by Detroit. Stuck in O'Hare back in '08. Already had a long layover. Same day that the air traffic control everywhere went down. Oof. I think if he pardons Maxwell, there are going to be. Listen, it doesn't matter what he loses now. He has no more elections. But if he pardons Maxwell, it's going to put a lot of Republican elected officials on the line because a significant number of his base is going to be unhappy with that move. I don't know too much about downtown restaurants. Off the top of my head, I'd probably just say the Village. We will eventually see the files. There are multiple copies of the files, multiple copies of the list, and whatever we see, it'll be discredited by a certain segment of the society. You think my trolls peaked in high school? I think that's mighty kind of you thinking that they peaked in high school. This is more of a middle school thing. This is 6th, 7th, 8th grade behavior. You know what I mean? Just saying. Is Beggar's Pizza any good? It's okay. I mean, it's not like I would never go, man, can we get a Beggar's Pizza? You know, that wouldn't happen. Did you have all those? I didn't do any tapings, no. Even less than middle school sometimes, yes. Tom's trolls peaked in preschool. I am more worried about the New World Order. Listen, there are some lunatics out there, to be sure. What I'm worried about is what Trump is willing to do to save his ass as information comes out about him, because this is the end run. He can never be president again. So anybody that's got any dirt on him, Putin, he's going to be useless to him anymore. You know what I mean? Can you explain the taxing of tips and overtime again. If you get tips or you work overtime, they're still going to take taxes out of your overtime on your paycheck and any tips that go onto your paycheck. Obviously, they don't know about cash tips as they happen. They're still going to take taxes out, and at the end of the year, the following year when you're doing your taxes, when you're sitting down with your accountant or you're sitting down with the H&R Block person, or if you're trying to do them yourself, you're going to do your taxes, and you're going to be able to take the general deduction. But then you're also going to be able to deduct a certain amount of your tips or a certain amount of your overtime, depending on which one you are, and it's just going to lower your taxable income, your tax liability. That's all. Yes, the town that I'm in is right next to the town of Manuka, which is where Nick Offerman is from. No, I've never had any interactions with him. His father is the mayor of the next town over. His family is all over the next town over. I've never seen him in person, no. No, it's not. You're not. It's not no taxes on tips, and it's not no taxes on overtime. It's a tax. It's a deduction on next year's taxes. That's just going to lower the amount of income that you pay taxes on. That's it. It's just, and it's only for I think 3 years, and then it goes away. Thank you very much, Kevin. How can you not be a creationist? That seems to me to be the only logical explanation for a living cell to exist. That's the only logical explanation? I don't see how you can be a creationist. You, your theory is that there's an almighty intelligent designer who created a species of animal, us, who gets cancer from its needed source of energy, the sun. If that's intelligent design, then I'll take my chance with, evolution. Who created the creator? Yeah, who created the creator and who created the single atom that blew up? That's the whole point of the question. Nobody fucking knows. Nobody knows. Creationists don't know who created the creator, and scientists don't know who created the single atom that created the Big Bang that their theory is. They don't know. Weed was intelligently designed to get us high. A motherfucking man. I've thought about that. No, I don't think that I would shake Donald Trump's hand if given the opportunity to. My friend, you need the real thing to smoke. The good old weed from Jamaica. I'm going to tell you this. I've smoked a shit ton of Jamaican weed in the trips that we've been down there. Most of what I've gotten has come from the top of Mount Zion when I go up to pay my respects to Bob's final resting place. And I'm going to tell you something. While it's good, there is far better weed here. Now, I'm sure there's something in Jamaica that I am not getting, that I have not been privy to. But the stuff that you get up on the mountain, it's solid. But the shit here is more potent. I do love the fact that it's everywhere. I do love the fact that you get off the plane and you have ample opportunity to score across the island. The guy's handling your baggage, the guy's driving the bus, the guy's handling your baggage at the hotels, the tour guides, the people on the beach. It's fucking everywhere. I love it. But yeah. Do I prefer to smoke weed or vape? I do. I don't ever prefer to vape. That's never my option. I take a vape on certain vacation trips because I can get it through the airport, and that's it. Director's cut. What is this? Many questions asked on here make me feel old, but then again, I am old. Renee and I were just having this conversation as to what makes old. And I think it's fair to say that we, my wife and I, are old. I'm 53. She's going to be 50 in a few days. I think we're old. I think what you have is you have old, you have middle age, then you have old, then you have elderly, senior, sorry, and then elderly. Can you define fascism as per the philosophy of fascism and how Trump fits that philosophy? Yes. Yeah, we can. We can do that. I've done this video before, but we can do it in a live format here right now. Hang on. Un momento, por favor. I live in chaos. I have a gigantic desk, and there is something on every fucking inch of it. Okay, so hang on. Okay. So there are 14 defining characteristics of fascism as defined by numerous different organizations that agree that these are the 14 defining characteristics of fascism. We'll go through them in rapid fire order, and we'll talk about them as quickly as to how they pertain to Trumpism. 1, powerful and continuing nationalism. I don't really think that needs an explanation. Trumpism is all about nationalism. Disdain for human rights. The Trump administration has no respect for human rights, rounding people up off the streets, throwing them into concentration camps in inhumane conditions, illegally not allowing people to present for refugee status at our southern border. They don't give a shit about human rights. 3, identification of enemies as a unifying cause. Look at the press; they're the enemy of the people. These are the people that these immigrants, the press, these people, these woke people, they're your enemies. 4, supremacy of the military. Now I'm going to give this to you on both sides because both sides continue to spend more and more and more and more and more money on the military, but only one side truly runs on it, and that's the Republican side. And MAGA is all about rebuilding the military. 5, rampant sexism. Do we need to really speak any further as how that pertains to Trump? 6, controlled mass media. Trump is trying to sue news organizations he doesn't like, pull the press passes, reporters he doesn't like, control social media. He's trying to control what colleges teach, for Christ's sake. 7, obsession with national security. Once again, that's a cornerstone of Trumpism. Religion and government intertwined, a cornerstone of republicanism, let alone MAGA. Corporate power protected. That's Trump's cornerstone once again. Labor power suppressed. Yes, the Republican Party's been an anti-labor party forever, and Trump is no different. Disdain for the intellectuals and the arts. Yeah, he may want to put his name on the Kennedy Center now, but during his entire first administration, he never once attended the Kennedy Center honors because he doesn't give a shit about this stuff. He only wants to change everything and have his name attached to it now. Obsession with crime and punishment. We're the law and order party. Rampant cronyism and corruption. Need I say more? And lastly, fraudulent elections. Just find me the requisite number of votes I need to overturn this election, man. 14 for 14 when it comes to the 14 characteristics of fascism and how they align with Trumpism. They literally align 14 for 14. So, Trumpism is fascism, and fascism is Trumpism. Do I think there will be a civil war or a revolution? No, I don't. But I also don't think that the country is ever going to be the same again. Because I think the country has seen now, it used to be that everybody had their own political opinions and you could be friends with people who had different political opinions because the political opinions were, I mean, at one point in time, just that opinions, they weren't actually reality. But now that you have people getting kidnapped off the streets and thrown into concentration camps, now that women don't have their privacy rights in numerous states, now that they're going after gay rights in numerous states, well, after they overturn it at the federal level, now that we actually have fascism in the country, and those same people who used to just spout opinions are actively cheering for this fascist regime, our neighbors have been exposed to us. And I don't think there's any going back, unfortunately. Un momento, por favor. Wow, that has an old school fucking smell to it, man. Like old school smell. This pre-roll I picked up at the dispensary. Whew. Let me tell you something. It's fucking, what did I buy? I don't even know what I did with the damn. Rhythm Remix Single, Durban Poison, Sativa Dominant. Yowzers. That's yummy. The smell is very old school. It's got a very incensey type of smell to it. Do you have any friends who are MAGA? I don't really have any friends, let's be honest. A handful of people at best. My wife is my friend, you know what I mean? I think the older that you get, the smaller that your circle gets. I remember one point in time having a shit ton of friends. And then a handful of friends. And then a few friends. And then it's just like I don't, there's nothing, I don't want to go to the bar. I don't want to fucking go play laser tag. I don't want to go play paintball. I don't want to go disc golfing. I want to go kayaking, and I want to go kayaking with my wife if at all possible. We never even got a chance to go this summer. This summer was really fucking rancid. It went by ultra quick. It was grotesquely hot. It was packed with shit. Bars are stupid. I've never been a bar guy. You know what I mean? I've never been a fucking bar guy. Because I'm not a drinker, so it's not really my jam. You know what I mean? While other people wanted to go to the bar, I wanted to go to somebody's fucking basement and burn one. Bars in the US are stupid. Pubs in the UK have a sort of close-knit family. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it was too hot this summer. Yeah, bars. You know what I mean? What the fuck? As far as it being too hot, listen, I got Cubs tickets for the end of September. So I'm hoping for a nice cool down by then. You know what I mean? I'm hoping to be able to wear shorts to the game, but need a hoodie. You know what I'm saying? But then again, I don't know, because it's like a 121st pitch. Deadhead smoke the reefer? Who knew? Egads, Margaret. Yes, we consume the giggle bush, the jazz cabbage, the broccoli wand, the Lord's lettuce, the devil's lettuce, 420, herb, the illy, the sticky icky, the chronic, the Maui Wowie, the grass, the marijuana. The good. Mary Jane. Yes. You've been trying to quit nicotine, been smoking more weed, has been helping. We quit nicotine Memorial Day weekend of 2020 when my wife had a heart attack. She's fine. Cleared her out, threw a stent in her, gave her some medication, told her now don't do that again. And she has not done that again as far as smoking cigarettes goes. Acapulco Gold. Do I prefer indica or sativa? Sativa. Do I have a favorite? What the fuck? This motherfucker asked me if I had a favorite ancient civilization. Fuck the Mayans. I mean, what the fuck? I've gone to a couple of their temples. Seem like a pretty cool group of folks. You know what I mean? I don't understand how they could take the fucking heat, because damn, but yeah, let's roll with the Mayans. Or the ancient Egyptians. They got some shit done, right? They gave us the Stargates. Well, this guy says, I don't even like this civilization. It's the jungle humidity that kills. I don't know that I have a favorite president of all time. New, what? Jesus Christ, Mary and fucking Joseph. Criminy Christ and almighty there. Smoking with you from Minnesota, amen. The Chinese gave us toilet paper. Do Smurfs count as ancient? Smoking with you from Oregon. Just watching you gives me the munchies. I can imagine. Someday this civilization will be an ancient civilization. Yeah. One day, at some point, Lord knows when, God knows how many fucking generations down the road, this point in time will be talked about as an ancient civilization. There will be such an advanced... And let's just pause right there. when I say there will be such an advanced civilization down the road that they will look at us as primitive, that could go either way. You hear advanced civilization that views us as primitive, and you think like flying cars and teleportation and all kinds of fucking insane modern technology, but maybe it's the reverse. Maybe we regress as a human species from a technological standpoint and go more back to a live off the land type of species, and we look at our period of time as this ancient civilization that tried to be way too technologically advanced. Maybe at one point in time we had to pull the fucking plug on technology and go back to the old ways. Sorry to go deep on you there. Man, do you think it's called sand because it's between the sea and the land? Bruh. Planet of the Apes, right? Outdoor cannabis in the Northeast mines are enormous, 8 feet tall. Nice. Red hats means yes. They will study red hats for centuries. You said the best president of your lifetime is Clinton. Actually balanced the budget while not restricting our rights. Certainly one of the better ones of my lifetime. I would probably argue that Nixon would be up there. Um, I think the top three in no particular order are going to be Nixon, Clinton, and Obama. The sativa's kicking in. Have at it, baby. Have at it. They will study red hats with video proof, no fucking doubt, man. It will be a stain on our country's history. Carter was a good person. He just didn't get a ton done as president. He got more done than people give him credit for. But no, you're talking about getting shit done. That's Clinton, that's Nixon, that's Obama. Yo, back at you. Every older person always tells us that Nixon was not a good president. Um, I believe that they're mistaken. I think he was a good president. I think that he is forever and should be remembered for the horrible, horrific things that he did, the bad things that he did. But no, he was one of our better presidents. Do you ever trim the beard? Whenever I go in to get a haircut, I'll have her kind of touch up the wildness. But remember when we thought George W. was an idiot? Yes, and I mean, he was an idiot, but not this level of idiot. Nixon did give us the EPA. Yes. Nixon founded the Environmental Protection Agency, Clean Air and Water. Nixon founded OSHA, Safe Workplace Environments. Nixon signed Title IX, women in college sports. Nixon ended the draft and put us on an all-volunteer military. Nixon dedicated the first $100 million to cancer research, which in the late 60s was a shit ton of money. Nixon signed the SALT treaty agreements. Nixon was the first president to recognize China as a nation. He appointed 4 Supreme Court justices. He got a shit ton done. Oh yeah, there was a Taco Tuesday today, and there will be a Taco Tuesday next week, but not the week after. Isn't it fucked up how easy it is for Republicans to undo the progress of Democrats, but how hard it is for Democrats to undo the damage of Republicans? Yeah, it is. It's harder to build the barn. It's easier to burn it down. And that's what we always get. the Republicans come in and burn shit down, and then Democrats end up doing their best to put it back together. Nobody has made. Wait a second. Revelation 22:16. What is Revelation 22:16? I don't know my Revelation verses off the top of my head. I do not have them memorized. Can someone please tell me what that chapter and verse actually stands for? Harder to climb up than fall down. Some bullshit, says Franstone. I'm not for any party after what the Dems did to Bernie. The Dems didn't do anything to Bernie, okay? They didn't. They didn't. If you went on straight vote total, no super delegates allowed, Bernie Sanders doesn't pull enough votes. Hillary Clinton wins. Straight up. When you add in the bullshit super delegates, she wins by a lot. Bernie Sanders stayed in after he was mathematically eliminated. And then in 2020, he got even fewer votes. A religious nut, as usual, is what that was. Never swear loyalty to any political party. I really hope that American people can come together after this because I, Jesus, sent my root of the offspring, David. Oh, is that what that is? Hold on a moment. I, Jesus, have sent my angel to give you testimony for the churches, the root of the offspring of David. Okay. Do you think Newsom has a chance in 28? I think a number of people have a chance in 28, but 28 is still a very long time ago. I understand Newsom is setting himself up for 28. Pritzker's trying to set himself up for 28. A lot of people are trying to set themselves. Let's get through the midterm. How about we worry about taking back a chamber of Congress next year? What do you mean, do I believe in Shador Sanders? There's nothing to believe in. Either he can do it or he can't. We'll see. The majority of Americans are done with Dems. Well, we'll see in the midterms next year. Pancakes or waffles? Between those two items, I'm going pancakes, but I will tell you, I love a good waffle and I prefer French toast over both of them. Seriously. Yeah, Putin absolutely has dirt on Trump. Do you support Mom Donnie? I support who the people of New York want. If that's who they want, then so be it. I don't know a whole lot about the guy, if I'm being honest with you. I just know a whole lot of people on the right are awfully worked up about him. And the people on the right that are worked up about him are the people that got worked up about all of the other people that I supported. So, it just, you start to connect some dots and it's like, cars became evil. Nobody is talking about it. Cars are evil? Did your car do something to you? Do you shop at Walmart? Yes, we do. Waffle House waffles are the shit. Are the shit. Tom, have you ever heard of the avant-garde musician Laurie Anderson? I have not. As a Dem, I don't like Newsom. I'd like someone like AOC. And as a Dem, if those are my two options, and if those are my only two options, I'll take Newsom over AOC in a heartbeat. Drinking Coke connects you to the spirit realm like Satan's gonna snatch your soul just for drinking it. Okay. It's Coke, man. You know what I mean? It's Coke. Jasmine Crockett, I don't think she's ready either. And I'm telling you, whether you want to hear it or not, I think it's bullshit. I think Hillary Clinton definitely should have been our nation's first president. And when that didn't happen, I had absolutely no problem with Kamala Harris being our nation's first female president. Both of them were, I think, qualified, more than qualified. I think Hillary Clinton was one of, if not the most qualified presidential candidates in American history. But none of us want to hear it, but this country is not fucking ready to elect a woman. And it's fucking bullshit, but they have shown that they are not going to elect a woman. And it is insane to think that it is 2025. And rather than have two of the most qualified female candidates of all time, both times this country picked the absolute worst fucking president in the history of this country. Whether we want to admit it or not, if we want to win the White House in 2028, you need to be looking at a man. You need to be, unfortunately. And I think Gavin Newsom is probably fitting that role more and more every fucking day. Once again, though, years to go. We got to go through a whole midterm. Somebody could come out of the midterm that you've never even fucking heard about. Nobody knew who the fuck Barack Obama was, and all of a sudden, candidate. I mean, there's somebody out there that could come out of fucking nowhere. Then again, it might be Gavin Newsom. It might be J.B. Pritzker. It might be Pete Buttigieg. It might be one of the people you're thinking of. Here's what I know. Had the people that just could not fucking bring themselves to vote for Hillary Clinton. I've got the numbers on the computer. I've read them a million times. Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania. The number of people that voted for Bernie Sanders in the primary, but switched and actually voted for Donald Trump in the general election, cost her the fucking election. And it cost us Roe v. Wade. It cost us the Supreme Court for a lifetime. It cost us, Lord knows how many farmers' livelihoods in the form of unnecessary trade war backlash. It cost us how many more millions of lives than we should have lost during a global pandemic due to piss poor leadership. It cost us a lot. Then we set the boat straight, and then they fucking did it again in 2024. They fucking did it again. They said Kamala Harris doesn't align with us 100%. We're going to have to teach the Dems a lesson. And they have now allowed what we're seeing every day to occur. They have allowed concentration camps and roving bands of masked men just nabbing motherfuckers off the streets. The absolute erosion of the federal workforce. I would fucking love to see Pete Buttigieg as president. My fear is the way this nation reacted when we had a woman president. Can you imagine how these fucking Neanderthals are going to react if there's a gay candidate? This country is fucked up. It is. You need the baby boomers and a significant chunk of my generation, Gen X, to die off before you start getting rid of some of this shit. Because I think less and less millennials think that way, and I think less and less and less Gen Zers think that way, and probably more so even less and less and less Gen Alphas. Us old fucks need to cycle out. In the meantime, it most likely needs to be a straight white male. You can give him a female VP. It can be a black female VP. This is the bullshit reality of this country right now. But that's who you better be looking for. And if it's going to be Gavin Newsom, listen, I think that he goes much further towards winning a lot of the swing states initially, right? I think he goes much further towards winning Michigan, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, Nevada, possibly Arizona. Arizona maybe stays red with the Gavin Newsom as vice president. But if he's somebody that thinks about his running mate from a standpoint of geography and voting base, and maybe if Gavin Newsom is the nominee, he goes after a Castro out of Texas, right? Can you help flip Texas blue with that? Can you help bring in more of the Latino vote with that? Such a move. You put the first Latino vice president in office a heartbeat away from the presidency. Does that help you with Arizona? Does that help you in certain realms that you need help with? You don't. Gretchen Whitmer would be an awesome vice presidential candidate. Do you need help in Michigan or Texas? You need more help in Texas, is my opinion. Where'd Beto disappear to? Listen, think about this. Beto O'Rourke could not beat Greg Abbott when we all thought he was extraordinarily beatable, and could not beat Ted Cruz when Ted Cruz thought he was going to lose the fucking race. If you can't beat those two guys in a statewide race in that state when they are that vulnerable, you don't have what it takes to be president. You guys got me for a few more minutes. Gavin Newsom and the barbecue. Okay, I have not seen the sandwich yet. What happened with the sandwich? Somebody tell me about the sandwich. I keep seeing memes about the sandwich and the sandwich this and the sandwich that. Give me the Cliff's Notes version of the sandwich. What happened with the sandwich? What secretary position would a Jasmine Crockett fill? You said education. Education, housing, and urban development is a position that Castro filled out of Texas before her. Um, I think Jasmine Crockett would be excellent as the heir apparent to somebody like an Elizabeth Warren in regard to consumer protection and that role. And honestly, if your bloodline doesn't have God, I'd say there's still hope. Okay. Um, what do you think about the sorry state of Amtrak? I don't know much about the sorry state of Amtrak. No, Sundance. DOJ is another possible position for sure. Sativa, indica, or hybrid? Sativa. Religious nuts trolling tonight? Yeah, they got nothing better to do. I know I have at least one or two uh, mods in the room. If the religious trolling is getting too much, just mute them. got to rethink and pick your battles. Newsom's social media post is killing MAGA. See, I don't think it is. Hello from Chile, good sir. Well, hello right back at you. With Donald J. Trump in office, I believe there won't be any fair elections for at least 10 years. We'll see. Abolish religion altogether? Don't abolish it, just educate about it, I think. Do you think it was fixed bus, Greyhound? What? Caleb Williams, religion holding humanity back, hybrid syndicate, sativa. I'm getting inundated with shit. Who's going to run for office? What do you think about this kind of weed? Religion, Caleb Williams, the Chicago Bears. I have not seen the Weird Al post yet. Tax religion, amen. Elkhart, Indiana, how you doing? Newsom Weir. If you think the MAGAs will make another J6 over its two-term, who knows? Tax billionaires. I have no problem with taxing both of them. No, not Bobby Weir for president. Let the man chill, for fuck's sake. Brother, what do you think about all our 80s rock bands on these geezer tours? They're proving their longevity. They're proving that it wasn't a flash in the pan. It was a real rock movement. 80s rock was real. We call it hair metal, you can call it glam rock, you can call it anything you want. But 80s rock was a real movement. And we're 40 fucking years out. 40 years. 40 fucking years out. And it's still going. It's still going. You know what I mean? Thank you very much. I was getting ready to get out of here, Sundance. Thank you for the $10 tip and the kind words. I do truly enjoy it. And you say you're following me across multiple platforms. I appreciate that. The best thing you guys can do to support me, and I love every dime that everybody gives me in the form of a tip, but the best thing you can do to support me is to watch all of my videos in full and make sure that you get as many of your friends, co-workers, family members to subscribe to the channel. I make content for you. It costs you no money to consume. If you consume it in its whole with those ads in it, those ads pay me money. And then I can support my family and keep doing this at the same time. And as long as I can do that, you will get more content from me every fucking day in some way, shape, or form. So my family appreciates you guys consuming the content. I appreciate you guys consuming the content. Please keep consuming the content. Seriously. What do you think about estate taxes? You know, I'm probably generally against estate taxes, but I'm going to sound hypocritical when I say this. I'm against estate taxes for some middle-class family out there who's, guy and two sisters, their mom and dad die, and they've got like a house and a little bit of money left over in savings and a couple of possessions, maybe a car or something like that, and they get taxed to shit. I'm against it in that sense because, I mean, you're just talking about working class families handing down what little that they had. But I'm in favor of it when it comes to the millions of dollars that change hands when a millionaire dies and their family gets it. And I know that makes me sound hypocritical, but that's how I feel about it. Thank you, Phil. I appreciate that. Maybe a cap, yes. Yeah, maybe a cap. I don't know what that cap would be, What is this? Talk about minimum trucker wage? I don't know what minimum trucker wage would be. This person here says 5 to 10 million. I believe they're talking about the estate cap. Well, I appreciate being your favorite boomer, but I'm not a boomer. I'm a Gen Xer. I was born in 1972. I am in the heart, right in the middle of Gen X. I don't even know what I was asked there for a minute there. Thank you for doing these Taco Tuesdays. You're right. Anyway, less than 1% of the population are eligible to be taxed under the estate tax structure. How are you? Fat and sassy. Greed seems like an addiction, like alcohol is. It's never enough. Therein lies the point. I'm of the opinion that as long as the people that work for you, that made you all of your money, are taken care of, then you can go make all the money in the world. And what I mean by that is if you're some guy who's got a plumbing truck and a small plumbing business, he owns a small plumbing business out of his house, and he's got a plumbing van parked in his driveway, and a couple of guys show up to his house every day and they go out and they do plumbing together, right? Or a guy. You do your very best. Thank you for the $5 tip, Ringbad, and thank you for the $2 tip, DeMacy. You do your very best to take care of those guys the best you can. You give them the best wage you possibly can. If you can give them any sort of benefits, you do. As you go up the ladder, as far as business owner, now you've got multiple crews, now you're doing millions of dollars, now you're a corporation. As you go up in what you give your employees, not just a living wage, a damn good living wage, not just benefits, damn good benefits. Their insurance is paid for. They get multiple weeks of vacation. They have a retirement program, the whole shooting match. If you're making millions of dollars a day or an hour, whatever, then your employees are taken care of. And then I got no problem. Go make your millions of dollars a day. However, how much fucking money do you need, man? How much fucking money do you need? How much fucking money do you need, man? You can't spend that much money. Ever. In a million fucking years. So it's never enough for these fucking guys. It's never enough. I think I would reach the point, I think my wife and I would reach the point where we're like, okay, holy shit. Like, we have a house in the Chicagoland area and a house in the islands, and we're able to go back and forth between the two of them, and we're still making millions on top of that. We can start giving fucking money away for sure. You know what I mean? My wife would buy a fucking parcel of land and help the church that she's part of build a church. Absolutely, for sure. We'd probably give some to some organizations around town and some causes around town, for sure. Maybe start a charitable foundation in some way, shape, or form. These guys, for the most part, they just take more and more and more. They get a bigger boat. They get a bigger house. Their wife gets bigger tits. So forth and so on. It's fucking crazy. Anyway, I thank you guys very much for stopping by. I am going to shut it down because I got an ice cream cone with my fucking name on it, if you know what I'm talking about. Bada boom. Peace. Thank you guys very much. Tell everybody you know to come over here and subscribe. Please and thank you. Hasta lasagna. Don't get any on you.